1 hour ago, Roman Reigns returns with new Shield member and Desmolishes Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. Welcome back, WWE Insider. Feel the arena's heartbeat stutter to a halt, the roar of 20,000 souls turning to a collective gasp as Roman Reigns' music erupts like a volcanic fury after months of silence. The tribal chief, gaunt from battles unseen, strides through the haze with a shadowed figure at his flank, a new Shield enforcer whose hooded gaze promises vengeance, and in one cataclysmic surge, they demolish Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, leaving bloodied legacies and shattered trusts in the wreckage, a return that rips open old wounds and births a storm of raw, unfiltered human reckoning. Please like, share, and subscribe for more WWE content. Backstage, hours before the lights ignited, the air hung heavy with betrayal's aftertaste. Paul Heyman, the wiseman turned serpent, pacing a dimly lit corridor, his silk suit rumpled, eyes darting like a man haunted by the ghosts of loyalties he'd torched at WrestleMania, his whispers to Seth Rollins sealing a pact born not of strategy, but of desperation, a scandal festering from Heyman's double cross that left Roman adrift, family whispers turning to accusations in Samoan gatherings far from the ring. Seth Rollins, the visionary no more, clutched his knee in a trainer's room that reeked of liniment and regret, his health crisis flaring like a betrayal from his own flesh, that tweaked ligament from SummerSlam a siren call of fragility, scans hidden in drawers revealing tears that mirrored the rifts in his marriage, Becky's voice on speakerphone cracking with grief over late-night arguments, family breakdowns where love bent under the weight of endless absences and unspoken fears of the ring claiming him whole. The tension coiled tighter as crew members averted eyes from Heyman, their murmurs a low hum of judgment. One young producer, who'd idolized the Hall of Famer, slammed a clipboard against the wall, the crack echoing like a first betrayal, his face twisting in the scandal's sting, how the man who'd spun gold from chaos now peddled poison, leaving superstars to question every handshake, every promo as a potential knife in the dark. Roman's absence had been a void, but in that Connecticut family home, grief had taken root deep. Nights where Joelle stared at empty chairs during dinner, the kids' questions about daddy's big job, met with forced smiles hiding the health scares that had pulled him from tours, leukemia's shadow lingering like a thief in remission, family breakdowns fracturing into therapy sessions where tears flowed freer than blood in the ring. Then, the call came, Rikishi, the family patriarch, his voice gravelly over the line from Hawaii, grief etched in every syllable as he recounted the deaths that had hollowed the Anoa clan, uncles and cousins lost to the grin's toll, their stories whispered at funerals where wrestling's glamour curdled into curse, pulling Roman from isolation with a plea, "We rebuild the Shield, son, not for glory, but for us." Backstage tension peaked in the gorilla position pre-show. Seth, bandaged and brooding, shared a nod with Heyman that felt like a noose tightening, the wiseman's reassurances laced with the scandal of leaked emails hinting at payoffs from corporate to Barry Reigns' comeback, superstars like Jey Uso lingering nearby, fists balled, their eyes screaming the betrayal of a bloodline fractured by one man's ambition. As Roman's truck pulled into the lot under cover of dusk, the new member's identity burned like a secret fuse. Drew McIntyre, the Scottish warrior, his kilt swapped for tactical black, hood concealing scars from his own betrayals, a man who'd tasted death's edge and throat surgeries that silenced his roar, now drawn to Roman by the grief of lost brothers, their hushed planning in a rented SUV thick with the scent of rain and resolve. The emotional beat dropped when Seth took the ring, mic in hand, his promo a defiant laugh masking the health crisis gnawing at his resolve, concussions blurring edges of memory, family calls from Becky pleading for retirement, her voice breaking over potential miscarriages of their future, the crowd's cheers a temporary balm against the backstage whispers of his impending fall. Heyman's entrance slithered in next, his suit pristine, but eyes hollow with the weight of scandals past, steroid whispers from the 90s resurfacing in anonymous tips, family breakdowns where his daughters distanced themselves from the spotlight's glare, grief over a son lost to addiction's grip, now projecting bravado as he hyped Seth's reign, oblivious to the storm brewing beyond the curtain. Tension erupted in fragments. A stagehand overhearing Ricochet's arrival, his booming laugh clashing with the arena's hum, superstars clustering in awe and unease, JBL cornering a ref with questions about that ghost from the islands, the air electric with backstage friction, alliances shifting like sand under waves of rumor. Roman's music hit like Judgment Day, the lights plunging to black, spotlights carving his silhouette from the void. Leaner, harder, eyes burning with the grief of betrayal stacked like bodies, the new Shield members' hood falling to reveal McIntyre's sneer, a nod to old Shield tactics but laced with fresh fury, the crowd's eruption, a tidal wave crashing over the ring. The demolition began slow, deliberate, Roman sliding in like a predator, spearing Seth through the air with a crack that echoed bone on canvas. Heyman's scream cut short as McIntyre's claymore boot met his jaw, blood flecking the mat in real crimson, the Wiseman's body crumpling, his eyes wide with the betrayal's mirror turned on him, gasping pleas lost in the chaos. Grief poured from Seth as he crawled toward ropes, his wife's face flashing in his mind, arguments over his risks, her tears at hospital bedsides during flare-ups, family threads fraying as kids asked why daddy bled on TV, now this assault a punctuation to his unraveling, health crises manifesting in every labored breath. Backstage monitors flickered with the melee, superstars frozen in collective horror and thrill. Braun Breaker, once Heyman's pawn, turned away in disgust, the scandal of his own coerced loyalties bubbling up, tension spiking into shouts as producers scrambled, one veteran breaking down in sobs over the family they'd built now tearing at seams. The peak crashed as Roman loomed over Heyman, vest torn, whispering accusations of the Wiseman's ultimate betrayal, selling out the bloodline for Seth's vision, ignoring Roman's health battles, the leukemia remission checks skipped for promo time, Heyman's denials choking into coughs, blood on his lips, the ring a confessional of shattered mentor bonds. Family breakdowns echoed in the fallout, Roman's phone buzzing with Solo Sikoa's frantic texts from rehab, grief over their father's fading health pulling at him mid-rampage, McIntyre pausing to clutch a locket with his brother's photo, deaths from wrestling's road haunting his swings, each strike a catharsis for losses unavenged. Scandal ignited online as cameras caught Heyman's limp form stretchered out, hashtags exploding with theories of planted angles masking real beef, backstage leaks confirming McIntyre's signing as the new dog after his WWE exit, tension rippling through locker rooms where trusts dissolved like smoke. Death's shadow loomed in quiet aftermaths, veterans gathering around Seth's bedside, sharing stories of peers lost to the grind, their voices thick with survivor's guilt, health crises confessed in murmurs, the demolition not just physical but a reckoning for the human cost buried under pyros and cheers. As the broadcast faded to black, Roman stood tall amid the ruins, new Shield at his side, but his gaze distant, grief etching lines deeper than any scar, the betrayals echo a hollow victory, family calls waiting unanswered, the ring's roar now a dirge for what was lost in pursuit of reclaiming it. In this whirlwind of fractured shields and mended vendettas, we see the soul of WWE laid bare, betrayals that scar deeper than suplexes, grief that forges unbreakable wills, health crises that humble titans, scandals that expose the fragile underbelly, deaths that remind us of mortality's grip, family breakdowns mended in the fire of forgiveness, and backstage tensions that birth legends from the brink. Yet through it all, loyalty endures as the true championship, love the unbreakable hold, and legacy the roar that outlives us all. Stick around, WWE Insider, smash that bell, and let's chase these truths together, one heartbeat at a time.